Well, we were in the break, and Pat said, I want to play that Bill O'Reilly thing last night. And I said, well, have you seen it? And he said, no, but I've seen the Twitter and everything else, and I want to see it. So I just played it for him, and he said, and it's up on TheBlaze.com, and he said, whoa, I want to go on the air and correct myself.
Yeah, Bill, as always, was extraordinary to you last night. I mean, that's amazing, because he let you present the case.
Yes.
And then he sort of just says, "No, this is up on the Blaze." And
what he
also says, we should play that part.
You have it? Because we haven't. You should play the whole thing.
Let's
play the whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
Play the whole thing.
Here's how it begins from Fox News. Are we up on this, Sarah?
First says he's not on a watch list. He wasn't even a person of interest, but we put him on the watch list, which he just said didn't, because he was being interviewed. So in other words, she says we had no evidence, so it's her racism that put him on the no-fly list, but not a watch list. That's not the same. While she tries to play this down, his apartment was searched for 9 hours. His roommates were interviewed for 5 hours. He was given a designation of something called a 2123B. This is the front page of the document. This was given to us by sources inside the administration, and we have about 10 sources on it. The problem is the 2123B is not the no-fly list. That is a terrorist designation of the highest order. What reporters are just taking the Janet Napolitano's word for it. Why is beyond me. But what they're missing is page 2, which they don't have, but our sources have given us. Page 2 also goes on to say he is armed and dangerous. You don't put somebody on that. It takes 2 people to put you on the watch list, according to the Patriot Act. Armed and dangerous. In this watch list, it says right here on the front that there is a second file on him. So now he's been a 2123B terrorist of the highest order. And it says in here, oh, by the way, there's another file. Then suddenly, after the president meets with the Saudis and then John Kerry meets with the Saudis, all of a sudden, he's not a person of interest, and somebody goes in and tries to delete this file. They try to get rid of all of the evidence. After the Blaze reports it, they try to get rid of all of it. One other thing, he comes in here with a VIP status. He's never been vetted before.
No, he's a
Who
member.
is he?
There's some connection to the Saudi Ready family. All right, so look, the bottom line is, you say that you suspect that he's a bad guy.
Stop. You got to go back. I love it. Well, yes, Saudi Ready family. And, at least somebody has said it.
Yep.
Under their breath, but at least somebody has said it.
This is
I will
great.
tell you that Bill O'Reilly, I always get, people always come up to me and say, Bill was really bad to you, blah, blah, blah. Bill has always been straight up. Bill has, I think we understand each other. We're both somebody that knows how to capture eyeballs, but we both have a reason for capturing them. We both believe in something. Mm-hmm. We disagree on things, but we both, I wrote to him last night and I said, Bill, as always, you were fair to me. And I appreciate that. I'm getting torpedoed everywhere, and Bill let my case be heard, and I think that is extraordinary.
He doesn't have to believe it, and he doesn't. He probably doesn't.
No, he believes about half of what I say.
Yeah, but
at the time, and then
and then later on,
2 years later, he's like, Glenn, I got this theory. I'm like, really? You should hear my new theory that you'll be on in about 2 years. Anyway,
but it's interesting because you're not talking about theory here. You're not talking any theory at all. You're doing exactly what he likes. It's in his wheelhouse. You're talking about facts, and that's what Bill has always said. He presents are facts, and then he doesn't theorize about them.
Yeah, that's why he's always said.
So yes.
He's always said, Glenn is a theory, and I'm like, no, these are facts.
Yeah.
But he doesn't accept necessarily as facts. I will take things and piece them together and say this is what it means. Here, we have the digital fingerprints that somebody tried to erase this. So that's not a theory that somebody tried
and
to...
we haven't
have the digital...
really said what it means. Have we?
No.
I mean, you haven't.
No, I don't, because I don't know what it means.
We don't.
I know that the people in law enforcement who are trying to protect you and keep you safe are freaking out. That's what I know. They are freaking out, and they're begging us, please don't let this go. Please don't let this go. Please, please, please don't let this go. I don't know what it means. All I know is the federal government, again, just like they did under Bush, are burying something very important because it relates to the Saudis. Now, the Saudis, Muslim Brotherhood, and CARE are in the hallways of almost every single media outlet in the country. In fact, well, I shouldn't say almost. They are in the hallways and boardrooms of every media outlet in this country except for ours. Nor will they ever be allowed in ours. But that's why I think some of them are not reporting this. But I'm not doing it to get rich. I'm not doing it to get popular. I mean, look, we're being pilloried for it. We're doing it because the people who we pay to protect us are saying, please ring the bell. Something very bad is happening here.
Yeah. And here's that exchange again.
He's in here with a VIP status. He's never been vetted before.
No, he's a
Who
member.
is he?
He's some connection to the Saudi Ready family. All right.
It's one of my favorite moments of all time with Bill.
Play his next question. Listen to this.
Yeah, because this is
really interesting.
All right.
Designated him.
And all that backup is on the Blaze, right? That
Yes.
TheBlaze.com.
Yes.
And they say he isn't a bad guy because we thought he might have been, but we investigate him and he isn't. Is there ever going to be any, are we going to find out what the truth is?
Yes. There are 6 congressmen that are looking into it. It just requires some press that is willing to go along with us.
Yeah,
and
here we are, Beck. We're always willing to give you a hearing.
What we need, Bill, or we need journalists that are not going to give up. Why, if this guy is no big deal, why was this, and our sources say this has never been done before, to a 30-year vet? One of our sources says, I've been doing 30 years. I've never seen
deal
anything
from
like
the
it.
Department of State.
What this says is, after the Blaze started reporting this, I believe it was yesterday, this was put out. If you go in and try to look at any of these documents, there's a warning. You're breaking the law. You're not allowed to look at it unless you are right in and part of this investigation. This, according to our sources in law enforcement, this puts the wall back up that really was one of the problems that we tried to get rid of September 11th. They're hiding the Saudi connections. I don't know what they are, but who is this guy? Where is this guy?
He's supposed to be a college student.
He didn't show up to his college.
No, but they said that he transferred to Boston, and he's in Boston
There's
now.
no record of it. In his 2123B, it does not say that.
No,
and
this is
everybody
new
is taking the
information
word of Janet Napolitano and the DHS. That's like...
Stop. He's saying, this is new information. No, the conspiracy theory is on the other side. The conspiracy theory is the other side. Well, he transferred. Well, that's a conspiracy theory because you have nothing to back that up. I have everything to back. I have all the documentation to back it up.
Yeah, who was it that said he transferred? Was that Napolitano?
Yeah, it was Napolitano. He transferred.
Okay, then done.
Right.
You're done, right?
Right.
You don't need to go any further.
to go any further than
She
that.
said.
Right.
So
she said it. It is so.
I mean, that is really.
And when the college says, no, he didn't transfer, we don't have anything, we have no record of that, then they say, well, that's because that's a different person. What do you mean that's a different person? You just said that was the guy and he transferred. Well, yeah, he did. He transferred to Boston. Okay, we called the college and they said he didn't transfer. Well, that's because that's a different guy.
Yeah, they're going in circles.
It is who's on first. Mm-hmm. It really is a comedy show if it wasn't so sad.
And they just keep doing that until you lose interest and you get frustrated and you give up, and then the story goes away, something else happens, and we forget about it.
And then
it's a pretty good tactic, really.
Right. And then what happens? And then a few minutes later, or a few months later, then you have Hillary Clinton coming out and going, yeah, okay, well, we did change all that documentation.
But what does it matter now?
What does it matter now? Well, it won't matter much longer because they're hiding something. But I will tell you that everybody who is hiding, you will have the blood of the next terrorist attack. If it has anything to do with the Saudi Arabians, you have blood on your hands. I don't. The Blaze doesn't. But anyone who tries to dismiss this...
I don't think Bill does either.
No, I don't think Bill does either. And please don't come down hard on Bill. You don't know how good of a friend Bill has been to me over the years. In fact, I've said this many times. He is one of the only broadcasters Anderson Cooper and Bill O'Reilly. That's it. Some have been nice, et cetera, but those two have been extraordinary. Behind the scenes, on the air, off the air, in person, they've been extraordinary. And I trust Bill, and I think that I don't know why. Yes, I do, but we don't need to discuss it now. But I appreciate Bill O'Reilly. In fact, go to The Blaze, grab that, and tweet that to friends, because we made a very cogent case. And then Bill, of course, threw in the, I don't know, there's some sort of Saudi Arabian profile.
But he got it out.
Yeah. I think somebody told me that Don Imus asked one of the reporters. Did you guys hear that? Don Imus, I guess, yesterday or the day before, asked one of the reporters, what's this? Beck is saying is Saudi Arabian. And I don't know what the reporter said, but I would imagine something like, I don't know anything about it, Don. It's interesting to me that the two players that are truly fearless, the ones that have nothing to lose, the ones that are just rock solid, are the two that are asking questions. But two that are saying, I'll put him on.